Welcome back to another Enterprise Android Pro Tips video. My name is Arthur, and today we're going to be talking about how to manage your Android devices via Intune. Let's get to it. So we're trying to enroll our devices via Intune. How we can start is we go to the Microsoft page where it says Enrollment Guide, Enroll Android Devices in Microsoft Intune. You can see different ways of enrolling in via Intune, and there's even a little cheat sheet PDF that they provide over here. If you open a PDF, you would see a couple of ways that you can enroll your devices via Intune. You can enroll your Android devices or your iOS devices. We are looking at Android devices. Now, if you are trying to enroll your device that is not your own, let's say your workers are bringing their own devices, you would use the BYOD option, which is bring your own device. If you are trying to enroll your device and manage it yourself, you have two options. This is the Android Enterprise Fully Managed and the Android Enterprise Corporate Owned Work Profile. What that basically means is you are able to fully manage your entire device if you choose this option, and if you choose this option, you're going to be adding a work profile onto the device, and you can also add other applications that you would like to. So what you want to do is you want to go to your Microsoft 365 tenant, your admin center. You're going to come to this page, you hit the Show All tab, you hit on Microsoft Intune, and it will bring you to your Intune page. Over here, before we can get anything started, you want to go to Devices. You can either go to Android or Enrollment straight away. And you will want to set up your Managed Google Play. Now, I'm already set up over here, but all you will need to do is hit Agree and connect to Google Now and just fill in your business information. Now, keep in mind, your account has to be associated with a business account, otherwise this would not work. Alright, and now what we want to do is we want to add our apps. So first, we're in our Intune page, we go to our apps, go to Android, and you can see all the apps that you currently have. Now, if you want to add more apps, you just gotta go to Create, select Manage Google Play, hit Select, and you can search for all the apps that you want. Let's say I want some Microsoft apps. I'll go here, you can add Teams, click that, hit Select. You can see if it's already approved or not. Go back, you can choose, let's say you want Outlook. You can see it's already approved, but you can select it if you want it again, and any other apps. This also works if you're specifically looking for your company's apps. For example, in this case, BlueFletch. I'm putting the quotation, so I just search up BlueFletch and not whatever has blue and fletch inside. So you can see this is the BlueFletch stuff in applications, but if I were to put just BlueFletch, it would be a little different. Alright, now that we have all our apps, what we want to do is create our enrollment profile. We can do that by coming to Devices, Android, Enrollment. We're going to be looking at corporate owned, fully managed users' devices. And over here, there will be different enrollment profiles, or if you don't have any, you can create a policy. Call it however you want. Enrollment profile. And you select your token type. You can have it fully managed, which is the default, or if you want it to pass to the users, you would choose staging. So let's go for staging, and we just choose an expiration date, whichever you prefer. And if you'd like to, you can also apply a device name template if you already have one, or if you don't, just click next. This is where you can add your group. If you have a group, you come here and select the group that you want to choose from. If you do not have a group, you can always come back to it later. So you click next and you create the enrollment profile. So now that you have your enrollment profile, you want to be able to enroll certain apps to certain devices. Let's say you have different groups of people within your organization. You want to be able to assign only certain apps to certain groups of people. For example, management will get certain apps, the guys on the floor will get certain apps, and maybe finance will get certain apps. So you can always use the tenant administration's assignment filter to create a filter, but if you like to change it to be a little bit more unique in a sense, you create a new group over here. We just call this group, just put in security, let's call it group 1. Let's say it's group 1, and we want it to be a dynamic device. So what does that mean? It means we're going to be assigning this to that last enrollment profile that we had. So we're going to call it enrollment profile name equals to whatever our enrollment profile was called. In this case, it was called enrollment profile. So now we have that done. We hit save, click create, and just so that we can see it functioning better, we're going to do a group 2 as well. Group 2, and we're going to do the same over here. Enrollment profile. Save. Now you can go to your apps and you can choose which apps the groups are going to be in. For example, if we want Intune Company Portal to have group 1 and group 2, or group 1 and group 2 to have Intune Company Portal, we come over here, hit assignments, we'd add the group. You can either choose group 1 or group 2, or if you want both of them, you can always do that too. And this would be for the case for all of your apps. So if you want Intune to have it as well, you need to go into there. If you want your launcher to have it, you do the same. If you want your Microsoft Outlook to have it, you do the same. You go inside and assign group 1 and group 2 to it. Now if you decide you do not want them to be in there anymore and they are installed, you need to come over here to assign a group to uninstall it. So let's say I want to uninstall this, I would just uninstall it from whichever group has already got it. If that device or that group does not have it, nothing would happen. So this is how you do it. So now let's set up our configuration policy. Now we've got to go to devices, back to Android, and you go to configuration over here. What you want to do is create a configuration by creating a policy. Choose your platform. We're going to be choosing Android Enterprise. And over here, you can choose the template you want. You can have your personally owned work profile, or in this case, we choose our settings over here. So we go to device restrictions, we create that, give it a name, call it configuration profile. We hit next, and we can have all the different kinds of configuration settings that we want to apply over here. You can block screen capture, camera, all of this good stuff. You can go into it bit by bit to see what you want to do, however you want to set it. And once you're done, you would add your groups just like before in your applications, you add the group you want. If you want 1 or 2, it does not matter. Add that, hit next, and then you create it. Now let's set up a compliance policy. You want to go to compliance, create policy, select the platform you're using. We're using Enterprise in this case, and we're using fully managed, dedicated, and corporate owned work profile. Hit create, give it a name, give it a description if you want to, and over here you can choose what kind of compliance your device needs to be on, otherwise it would not work. You can say it needs a minimum of Android 12, or maybe you don't want it to go past Android 15 because there's a certain bug after that. But over here you can configure it to however you want it to be. The system security over here, all depending on what you need. After that you hit next, and over here is what happens if your device is non-compliant. You can choose to say, I'm going to send an email to the end user. Let's say the Android OS version is 8, and that's not right. You have a minimum OS level of 12. So you can send an email, say when it's going to be. You can add a message template or add additional recipients like a help desk if you want to tell them what's going on over there. So add device to retire this. You can send and push notifications. Get all this. Once you're happy with that, you can hit next. You can add the groups again, which group you want to be on, or you can add it to all devices as well. Totally up to you. And once you're happy with that, you can just hit next, review it, then you create. So now that everything's good to go, what you want to do is go back to that token that we had before. You can go to Devices, Android, Enrollment, and depending on which enrollment profile you used, you can go over there. You can use any of the profile that you've created. For example, I'm going to choose this. You open your token, you show your token, and then you grab your device. So I'm going to grab my device. Over here, I got my device that's already reset it. I'm going to tap the screen multiple times until I get a QR code. Now I'm going to use this QR code provided in Intune, and I'm going to scan it. Now that I scanned the QR code, I'm going to connect to the Wi-Fi. And then everything will just set up by itself. So now you just go through the process. Just go through the prompts. Go ahead and install your applications. Over here it's just going to install Microsoft Authenticator and Intune. This is where they will pull down all your apps that you've already placed in the Intune profile. Set up your device. Agree to the condition, determine conditions. And now you see that all the applications will be pulled down in a couple minutes to however long or however many applications you got. So we'll be right back. So the application started coming in about 5 to 10 minutes later, but I left it about a little over an hour or two just to let all the configuration and policies get synced through. So over here you can see all the application has been pushed through. Now that the apps are all installed, you can see all the apps that is pulled down already. What you want to do is you want to know exactly where to see your device on Intune, right? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go to devices, go to Android, and let's say you're working with a company with a lot of different devices and you don't know which one is which. What you can do is you can go to the settings on your Android device, about phone, and find the serial number. Put the serial number in here, and that will be your device. You can see the information about the device over here. You can see the apps that's over here that's been installed. And from there you can always just look up for any other devices. And there you have it, how to manage your Android devices using Intune. Now keep in mind there are many different ways you can manage your Android devices using Intune, so please don't hesitate to reach out to us and ask us if you have any questions. That's it for now. Thanks for watching. See you next time.